Hello, and welcome back to another FPL video. Today we held a stream, and on that stream we discussed all the preseason friendlies that happened so far. I haven't taken into consideration today's friendlies that were Arsenal against Leverkusen, Southampton played against Lazio, and Villa played against someone. I don't remember who exactly, but yeah, those fixtures are not there yet. But for the future stream, when I prepare the final video for the preseason cheat sheet that I'm going to present to you next week, I believe that we'll have everything covered and we'll be discussing best picks from teams, how the teams are lining up, so everything will be good and discussed there. But today I decided to prepare a draft of the 15 players, in my opinion, that have been performing the best so far in preseason. In midfield, there will be some obvious submissions because there have been so many midfielders that were performing amazingly well that I couldn't find them all and fit them all, but I've put the best players so far and it looks pretty interesting. To point it to you, it will be a 15 player draft, so the positions doesn't matter, but this is not my game week 1 draft. This shouldn't be yours, but those are the best performing players in preseason. So let's start and have a look at that. We'll be starting as usual in the goalkeepers department, and in goalkeepers department everyone it's not a thing to rely on, but there is a goalkeeper with an assist so far, and that is Henderson. I don't know if he is nailed. I don't know if he is going to be starting game week 1, but for now he is into my team. I may switch that pretty quickly if he doesn't start the last friendly, but that will be the discussion for next week, and we will rotate the draft around that. But with an assist and with solid minutes so far in preseason, he gets the notch here. On my reserve goalkeeper is a 4.0 option that has played a lot of minutes, and I feel like he might be starting the season as Areola hasn't played a minute yet. And the Fotheringham guy who joined from Sheffield last season, I don't know if he's starting yet, but Fabianski looks like a great option. In defense, we have several good performing players and well rounded with attacking returns and everything, but we managed to fit in 5 of them. First of all, it's another Crystal Palace player, and he already scored a goal, and he might be going under the radar with so many people going for Munoz, who has been in fair share of things way more attacking, but Mitchell has produced more attacking goals than Munoz since Munoz joined, and Mitchell is playing really well as well. So he is not more nailed, but nailed as well. And at 2.6, he can be a really good differential. Next up is a player that we've seen in a lot of drafts, and that player is Robinson. A lot of drafts, but he is 6% owned. But with that fixture run, I believe he can do pretty solid. And he is so attacking. Fulham has scored only 2 goals so far, which really disappointed me, to be fair. So I might be avoiding starting with a Fulham attacker, but a Fulham defender who is providing the assist for them and is basically playing like a left winger, because the left winger cuts inside and just opens the left wing for Robinson is a good thing. I know they signed Sessegnon, but for me, Robinson provided 2 assists. He has a goal in him somewhere, so I will be starting, especially with fixtures Leicester and Ipswich in the first 3. Then going into the third and final starting defender is going to be Pedro Porro. He already scored 2 goals. You don't expect a lot of clean sheets by Spurs, but even without the clean sheets, he will be involved in the attacking department, and you can get some cheeky assist or even some banger scored outside of the box, which will benefit him a lot in the points bonus point system once again. Don't expect a lot of clean sheets, but you don't pick Porro for clean sheets only, you attack the attacking fixtures. Then going next in defense is a guy called Ho from Newcastle. He has been performing really well, already scored or assisted several goals. I'm not quite sure, maybe assisted, but I don't think he is nailed. He is an option at 4.5 for now, but if they signed Mark Gay, they will have Quote Kelly, Livramento who can play there, Trippier can play there, Ho can play there, and Burn can play there. Those are 4-5 players that are aiming for 2-3 positions, so I'm not quite sure how I will be proceeding with Lewis Ho, to be fair, but for game week 1 he can be a cheeky differential, and he can end up in your game week draft no worries at all. The final guy here that I'm going to mention is Harwood Bellis. He's a 4.0 option. He's cheap. He already scored. He looks like he's going to be starting for Southampton. It's a little bit worrying that he hasn't started 2 of the last friendlies, but let's wait for the latest one and then we'll see if he's starting or not. If he's nowhere near the starting 11, I'm not going to go for him, but for now Harwood Bellis is into that best preseason performers. Next up in midfield, we have a lot of options, and surprisingly, we'll go with a lot of cheap guys. The first guy that amazes me a lot is Morgan Rogers. He has been scoring goals for fun in Aston Villa's friendlies, and he has been playing, I think, the most minutes. So I believe at 5.0 he can be a very good price point, and you can even maneuver around, maybe start with a risky one and then go to Rogers. I don't know if that's going to work, but still, Rogers a pretty solid guy, and I believe that his minutes are looking really well, unless they signed another winger. Next up is a guy from Manchester United who surprised me a lot. It's Amat. He's 5.0 as well. I don't think he is nailed, but he can produce something great, especially if they have injuries on that right side of the attack. If by any chance Garnacho goes with an injury, and Sancho probably, Amat is immediately into our drafts. 5.0 once again. They don't have such a bad fixture run. Yeah, first 3 not amazing. Southampton is good though. Spurs is good for scoring goals. But overall, after game week 10 is where I will be targeting the Manchester United players. And this is how my draft will be taking shape with Manchester United players if they get into form. Next up in my midfield is going to be Jacob Murphy. Gordon has been seen training, so Gordon, Barnes, Murphy and Almiron will be fighting for the 2 positions. Gordon is pretty nailed, but Jacob Murphy, he scored 4 goals and made 3 assists so far, and the first fixture is Southampton at home. If you are going for a punt at 5.5, I believe Murphy is your guy. He is amazing. He is scoring goals. He has been regular in the scoring department last season when he got the opportunity, so I will be monitoring him quite closely. I wouldn't be going so far for him, but yeah, he's on the radar. Another guy on the radar who, with the selling of Alvarez, might get even more minutes. I know Savio just joined from Girona, but those 2 fixtures at the start excite me for Bob. He has been playing really well in preseason, top goal involvement guy with 3 goals and 4 assists, or the other way around, I'm not quite sure, but he has been doing a really solid job, and he gets a good chemistry with Haaland as they are both Norwegian, and I believe Bob can be a really solid differential in game week 1. But here is going to be the guy that surprised me a lot, and that guy is called Sangare. He is a midfielder from Nottingham Forest, and he already scored 2 goals in preseason. He's 4.5. He seems like a starting player for the team. Last season he was injured, he was ill, then he was again injured. It was shambles of a season, but he's coming back, and if he starts the last friendly, he can be a great option. And at 4.5, if he banks some goals early on or assists, he can skyrocket in price and go quickly to a 4.2, 4.3, as he is going to be an enabler that everyone goes from when they sell their 5th midfielder and go for a 3rd attacker. So that wraps up the midfield. The most expensive player here is 5.5, which is pretty interesting. While we discussed this in the stream, a lot of the chat members said that preseason means nothing if those are the best players in midfield that are delivering. That's true, but you can find a gem for your team and pick at least maximum one of those players, and your draft can be a little bit spicier. Up front, I'm not going to surprise anyone when I go with Haaland, 5 goals already. I believe the Norwegian Viking will be destroying the teams that he faces, and game week 1, 2 and 3 are a perfect example of games that he can do solid damage. West Ham is one of his favorite sides. Chelsea looks shambolic in defense. Ipswich is a newly promoted side. Honestly, first 3 fixtures, I see 6 goals onto the horizon for him, so I will be not going for without him. Next up, another striker that caught the eye is Isaac. 3 goals already, nailed on penalties, full rest in the summer. Home fixture against Southampton in the first game week, a pretty solid option. After game week 2, you can go for Watkins. So yeah, a pretty good player to own at that price point, in my opinion. And the final guy here that I will be mentioning is Armstrong from Southampton, he scored already 3 goals in preseason, nailed talismanic penalties. If you're going for a differential, not so differential, but yet 3.5% is differential to be saying. So 3.4, 3.5% on for Armstrong. That's a solid number. I believe you will be not losing anything if you go for him. Good minutes, good numbers, not a bad fixture run. United, Ipswich, Bournemouth, not the most solid defenses. Then it's Leicester, then it's Wolves. You can rotate him with another cheap option if you go for 8 attackers. So you have a pretty solid draft on your hands. I believe that draft excites me a lot. Seeing it, I've seen that Havertz today scored once and gave 2 assists, so maybe Havertz is a good option as well, but I want to see the numbers and everything and how everyone is performing. They didn't manage to put a proper 11. They maybe do not have another friendly up until the end. I'm not quite sure there. I have to check, but if that was their last friendly, 10 days left. I believe they're going into full force into game week 1, so no differential players will get the minutes there. Maybe Trossard, another good option, but for me, those 5 midfielders surprised me a lot. I didn't consider them before the preseason started, and now for sure they're on my watch list. The attack and the defense look pretty obvious. Isaac and Haaland, we all knew that they were great. The Scandinavian attackers are just amazing. So yeah, options, different things. If you want more content of me, don't forget to subscribe, join my mini league, join my Discord. A lot of content is being presented there. You can join as a member of the channel and you'll be getting some good perks like shout outs in streams and videos, a priority when answering questions and everything. If you get the most expensive one, you get a one-on-one session with me. We can talk about FPL for a very long time. You get entrance to my priced mini league. So yeah, a lot of things happening there. Be prepared. If you want to support me that way, do it. If you want to be doing it for free, like, comment, subscribe, all of those great stuff. Tomorrow, guys, I'll be coming with another video, but for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.